Welcome back to ALPB Roundup. I'm Ryan here with your series roundup looking at the weekend of action. We got division leaders switching, we got teams slumping, we got teams streaking, we got teams that are slumping, beating the teams that are streaking. Good stuff all over the place. We got to take a look. And look, this is a league of only 8 teams. If the Atlantic League expands, I'm out the game, man. Don't get me involved. We're going to start this with West Virginia visiting Lancaster. Lancaster entered the series after being swept by Lexington. No shame in that, let's be honest. But they had lost 6 of 7 and 4 in a row. Pitching so far had been historically bad going into this series. Wouldn't improve much. Somewhat bailed out by the fact they've had historically good hitting. I think it comes down to like 7 1/4 runs, 4 to like 8 1/4 runs against per game. Mind-blowing. West Virginia had lost 2 of 3 to High Point coming into this series. Lancaster won Friday night 8-3 and gave the ball to Cody Boydston on Saturday. He was making his Atlantic League debut out of Longwood University. Anyway, he pitched well. 1 earned run in 3 2/3 of an inning. Only 2 hits allowed. Had to leave because of cramping in the 4th, which is a tough break story of Lancaster's season. They cannot keep good pitching on the hill right now. But hopeful signs moving forward. The Power would score in 4 innings in this one, but the first 3 times that they scored, Lancaster would immediately answer back in the bottom half of that inning with the same number of runs plus 1. So they were just staying ahead of them. The 4th time that they scored would be the 9th inning, and the Barnstormers managed to close them out so they wouldn't need a bottom half. They win 8-6. 2 rough outings cost the Power. 1 for Joe Harris. He allowed 4 earned in 4 innings. He was relieved by Eliardo Cabrera, who had the second rough outing there. He allowed 4 more runs, 3 of them earned in just 2 1/3. Caleb Gindel with the Atlantic League Roundup Game Ball in that one, 2 for 4 with a home run, a walk, and 2 RBI. He homered in 6 consecutive games after this one. Immediately made it 7 in a row, leading off the Sunday game with his 4th leadoff home run in 6 games. The Barnstormers were actually scoring all but 1 inning of a 17-9 win on Sunday as they complete the sweep of West Virginia. Barnstormers get back to 500 at 14-14, while the Power fall to 10-15. They've now lost 4 in a row. Augie Silk gets the win. He moves to 1-0 for the Barnstormers. He survived for 5 innings. No other way to say it. It was not pretty, but he got there. He allowed 5 earned runs on 5 hits, 7 walks, 3 strikeouts. Did what he had to do. We'll say that. Manny Corpus had I was watching. I had to turn it off. I went over to the Southern Maryland game. Corpus had maybe one of the most painful starts I've ever seen. 3 1/3, 10 runs, 10 hits, 3 walks, 2 Ks. Just obviously had nothing for the Barnstormers on the mound. I haven't followed much of Manny Corpus. I don't know exactly what he's got. I'm going to check out more of what I have info-wise on him over the next week or so. But that was my first real look at him, and I could tell he was not that pitcher, if that makes sense. Like, nobody could be. He wouldn't have gotten this far. He allowed 3 homers. He stretched out for 81 pitches, but he just looked hung out to dry. That's all I can say. He looked done before he was done. The day got late early for him. Moving on, because I'll probably bring that back up, doing a look into some of the teams. We're about at a month into the season, so we'll do a month review. Anyway, Alejandro Diaz, he did get the game ball. He went 3 for 3 with a walk and 4 RBI for Lancaster. He misses the cycle by just a single. I think he's the second guy in the league to do that already this year. It's rare, so twice. That's kind of fascinating to someone who doesn't have a life. Anyway, that's me. Lancaster also had home runs from Blake Galen, Trayvon Robinson, and Caleb Gindel actually had 2 in this one. He's now flown into the lead for the league's home run race. League's lead in the home run race. Got it. That was a sentence. We're trying. He's got 12 now. Josh Sala, he's got 9. He's second place, so he's up by 3. When he started this real stretch he's on of 7 homers in 7 games, well, 7 consecutive games, the homers will say. What do you have? 4. Now he's got 12, so Caleb Gindel flying through. The Power had home runs from Jose Tabata, Dominic Betancourt, and Alberto Callaspo. All in the 8th inning, all solo, all off of Ryan Evans. Tabata and Betancourt actually went back-to-back in that one. Rough start to Evans' Atlantic League career. So far, 6 runs, 4 earned, and 2 1/3. Barnstormers' offense is now scoring, as I said, 7 1/4 runs per game, but the pitching's allowing 8 1/4. That says everything you need to know about what's going on there. We're moving on. Southern Maryland stayed hot with a 4-game sweep of the Revolution. Took 6 of their 7 games. It was basically a 7-game home-and-home series here. Started things off right by sweeping a doubleheader on Friday. On Saturday, the Blue Crabs would back up 6 strong innings from Sam Burton, grabbing a 4-2 win. Burton would go 6 innings, allowing 1 earned run, 3 walks, striking out 5. He's now 1-2 on the season. York's Jake Welch also went 6 innings, only allowing 1 earned run, but he gets out with the loss because life is tough and the whole DeGrom treatment on that one. He's also 1-2. Sam Burton gets the game ball for the Saturday contest. Why? Because, him and Welch had basically identical outings, but life isn't fair. In summary, the Blue Crabs finished the job Sunday on that home sweep, so the 4 home games they took. Complete game from Daryl Thompson, and it was something to watch. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 walk, 6 Ks, 137 pitches. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 2021. Daryl Thompson is just living in like the early 2000s at this point. Just throwing 137 pitches in a game like he doesn't care. Insane. Sole blemish on the day for him was a Walner Espinal solo home run. Good for Walner. Never allowed more than 1 base runner in an inning throughout this one. Just dominant behavior. But most of the base runners were like, there was not most, 2 of them were like reaching the air. It was a Daryl Thompson game. It was just a Daryl Thompson game. Anyway, Blue Crabs also scored 4 runs in the 7th, with the only balls out of the infield being flyouts. They weren't even sack flies. Like everything was just in the infield, walks, whatever else. It was a weird game. Alex Sanabia for York went 6 shutout innings. Nobody remembers him. We talk about Daryl Thompson. He gets the game ball because of course he did. Don't be ridiculous. Let's head to Gastonia to keep this thing rolling. The surprising result of the week's series was that the Honey Hunters took 2 of 3 from Long Island. Now, playing a weekend set against Long Island, they won 13-11 on Friday. Then they take the second game as well. So they're back at it, 2 of 3 from the Ducks already. Gastonia won that second game 9-3 on Saturday, with Long Island's only runs coming in the 9th of Steve Lombardozzi's home run. In fact, all of the night's runs came in the form of home runs. Jesus Sucre, Mike Osinski, Emmanuel Tapia, and Adrian Gomez all homered for the Honey Hunters. So ball's starting to fly out of there in Gastonia. Wasn't really right away. I think it took like 4 games for them to get their first home run out there, but now they figured it out. With the offense spread so democratically, I'll say it, we're going to award the ALPB Roundup Game Ball to Jalen Piguero. We're getting more game balls out of pitchers. I think it's been more impressive. Like, I don't know. He went 5 2/3 shutout innings. If you go 5 2/3 shutout innings when this year started, it might be like, maybe try to get 6. Now I'm like, oh, good job. This offensive environment's been crazy. Good man. So Jalen Piguero, he's 2-1 now, 5 2/3 shutout. Darren Downs takes the loss. He didn't look bad by any means, by the way. He's trying to work back into this Long Island rotation, and he did 5 innings, 3 runs, 4 hits, 3 walks, 4 Ks. That's a good day from Darren Downs. I'd like to see him reach 6. Obviously, I have a preference for 6 innings, apparently, but it's a good outing. A lot of days you're going to get a win off of that. A lot of days, maybe if you're playing in Lancaster, you would get a win off of that. Today, not so much. 2 of 3 to Gastonia, and then losing 2 more to Gastonia must have made the Ducks mad because they came out hot on Sunday, scoring 5 in the first and then tacking on 4 in the fourth in a 10-6 win to salvage the series. The Ducks overcome another rough Mike Bolsinger start. He lasted just 2 2/3 of an inning, 4 runs, 6 hits, 4 walks, 1 strikeout. We'll talk a little more on that later. Ducks bullpen showed out though, baby, allowing only 2 runs on 4 hits in 6 1/3 of work. Michael Tonkin finished this one out in a non-save situation. 2 Ks in 1 inning of work from him. Michael Tonkin getting it done. Hector Sanchez and Jesse Berardi homer for the Ducks. Jake Skoll and Boog Powell homer for Gastonia. Powell's first Atlantic League home run. Feels deep in the year for Boog Powell to just be hitting a home run, but maybe I'm misremembering the career of Boog Powell. Anyway, game ball goes to Lou Ford because he got it done today. Damn it. That's what it is. He could have been rocking jorts in New Balances, admiring the lawn, manning the grill, hammering a Miller Lite or 2, but he's out there for the boys, and he's out there for us. Gets it done. 2 for 2 day, scored twice, knocked in a run, got subbed out. My dude, Lou Ford, get it. He's 75 years old. Game ball. Finally in Lexington. After beating the Rockers 10-6 on Friday night, the Legends put up their 10th 10-run game of the season in a 10-3 win on Saturday. Craig Stem got hit around again for High Point. He seems to be being victimized by losing the low strike in this season. 6 innings pitched for him, 8 runs, 10 hits, 2 walks, 8 Ks. 8 Ks, his stuff still plays when he gets to slinging it, but it's just rare to see this season. This whole run has been a far cry from his 3.98 career ERA in the Atlantic League before this season. Now this season he's got like an 8 point something. Cole Sturgeon, he homered in this one. Tillman Pugh, he grabs the game ball in a 3-for-4 effort with a double and 4 RBI. The Rockers would finally beat the Legends in their 6th attempt on Sunday, completely shutting down Lexington's high-powered offense. Luke Westfall goes 7. Cole Sturgeon would homer in this one, but Tillman Pugh would grab the game ball in a 3-for-4 effort with a double and 4 RBI. The Rockers would finally beat the Legends in their 6th attempt on Sunday, completely shutting down Lexington's high-powered offense. This was impressive to watch. Luke Westfall, he goes 7 shutout innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 9 Ks against that Lexington Legends lineup. Brutal. John Fasola and Preston Gainey team up for a scoreless 8th and 9th. Preston Gainey has now pitched 8 1/3 scoreless of relief to start this one. 14.6 Ks per 9, 40% K rate to open this season. Fasola is scoreless through his first 4 innings. Luke Westfall is now 3-1 with a 1.39 ERA over 32 1/3 innings. 11.1 Ks per 9 for him. Offensively for High Point, Stuart Levy doesn't matter. Goes 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. That's what does matter. A walk and an RBI. Seriously, I will eventually get his name right. I watch the games. I watch all day. Never registers with me. They have to say his name. It's a problem. Jared Mitchell homered to cap a 5-run 6th inning, and Stephen Cardullo stayed red hot for High Point, homering the 9th to really seal the deal. Luke Westfall gets the game ball for shutting down this monstrosity of a Lexington Legends lineup. Now transitioning out of the series that we just saw, let's talk about some lows real quick, and then we'll get to the highs. Show me series. Show me series. You got to show me something because you ain't been showing us something lately. If you've been slumping, you might end up on the show me series list. And we have 3 guys who were on going into this series. Let's see how they did first. We got Johnny Turbo. He went 1 for 10 over the week with 3 Ks. This weekend, bounces back 4 for 14 with a home run, a walk, 3 RBIs. Get him off the show me list. Yovan Gonzalez, this is his 3rd turn now on the Show Me Series list. He's running out of chances. 3 for 5 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs. Weird end to a game, by the way, Saturday night. Hits a pinch hit double, comes around to second. It's the 9th inning. They're down by 3. Stumbles over the base, seems to injure himself, gets tagged out. That's the ball game, folks. Weird way to get off the Show Me Series list, but it gets him off the Show Me Series list. We'll see if he's okay. Haven't seen him pop up on an injury list yet, but I'll check back tomorrow and we'll see what we got. Now, Kent Blackstone. He was on the list. He went 1 for 12 last week. This week, 3 for 16 with a walk and an RBI. We're going to let him hang around on the Show Me Series list for another week and see how Kent does there. Who's joining him? We got an extra one this week. We're going to put a pitcher in, even though he's not pitching again until the weekend. Mike Bolsinger needs to have a good start. 8.22 ERA, averaging less than 4 innings pitched per start. 19 walks, 20 strikeouts. He's supposed to be the team's ace. Need something from him. Also might see Craig Stem pop into here eventually, by the way. That's a quick warning of someone we just talked about. Josh Solov, 0 for 12 with 4 Ks. Pains me to see it. Back on this list. He was on it earlier, then crushed for a full week. I hyped him up on social media. Could be my fault. Don't know. I expect no, or take no responsibility for this, as always. Edwin Espinal, he entered the weekend series with a .405 average for West Virginia, but went 0 for 11 with 2 Ks. We'll see how they do this week, see if we can get them off. So far, we've gotten 9 guys on the Show Me Series list throughout this season. 6 of them have come right off. So, not bad. Time for Player of the Week. Get the ALPB Roundup bonus game ball for it. Had some good options this week. Stuart, look what I can do. 6 for 11, 6 doubles, 2 walks, 4 ribbies. Or maybe we'll go with Cole Sturgeon. 7 for 13, 3 home runs for a red-hot Lexington team. That's a good contribution. Walked and got 6 ribbies. What about the Blue Crabs? Josh McAdams and Daryl Thompson. McAdams, 8 for 14 with 2 home runs. 1 a walk-off, 1 a grand slam. Took 2 game balls in 2 sides of a doubleheader. Doubled, 2 walks, 6 ribbies. We just talked about what Daryl Thompson pulled off today. But no. We got to go with the man making history right now, Caleb Gindel. 5 for 12. 4 of those 5 hits were homers, 7 ribbies, 3 walks, 2 leadoff home runs, setting the tone for Lancaster. 7 consecutive games with home runs. You got to give it to Caleb Gindel this week around. Daryl Thompson will have another Daryl Thompson outing. It is what it is. As you can see, looking at the top of the ALPB Roundup Game Ball standings here, 6 players have 3 game balls this year, with Ladarius Clark's bonus game ball for his performance in the series bumping him to the top. Also with 3 game balls this year, not listed there, got DJ Peterson, Cole Sturgeon, Ryan Jackson, Mike Devine, and Ruby Silva. Taking a look at the standings here, Southern Maryland is now atop the North Division, having won 11 of 13. They're 1 game ahead of the Ducks in the win column. They look to continue the hot streak in Gastonia. Gastonia just beat those Ducks in 4 of 6 to help the Blue Crabs reach the top of the division. The Barnstormers are a full game back from them, from Southern Maryland, and the Revs are 4 behind them, but that's just what happens when you lose 4 straight to the new division leader. In the South, Lexington is still a week's worth of games ahead despite Sunday's loss. They are 18-7, 17-4 since their opening series with Long Island. The only team in the division above 500 right now. The Rockers are 13-14. Honey Hunters have a game back of them at 12-14. Game back of Lexington, that is. And West Virginia sliding, having lost 4 straight. They are 10-15. Lancaster, coming off their sweep of West Virginia, will welcome the scuffling Long Island Ducks for 3 this week. Long Island, they're hoping that Sunday's win gives them some momentum. They've had trouble putting everything together there. They took 2 of 3 from the Barnstormers in Lancaster already this season. As I mentioned, Southern Maryland heads to Gastonia. The Blue Crabs swept them in their previous meeting at the start of this hot streak. West Virginia has a tough task ahead of them, looking to turn their 4-game losing streak around in Lexington. Lexington has already taken 3 of 4 from them so far, and High Point hopes Sunday's win over Lexington will start a run where pitching and hitting can perform at the same time. That's been the battle for them this year. They welcome York for 3. They've won 3 of 4 from York to start the campaign way back when this all started at the end of May, early June. That is it for a series roundup. We'll be back at it Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, looking at Tuesday's action and reviewing probably a little month in review. We'll be at the quarter pole of the season, by the way, about 25% of the way, because we're about 22.5% of the way there now. So that's something to keep in mind. So yeah, we'll talk about how the first full month of the season went. Probably share a little bit of anxiety about how quick time passes as we march toward death. I mean the end of this season. I'm Ryan from ALPB Roundup. Have a good one.